dudes and dudettes? How are you guys? This is Chazzy and welcome back to What's the Damage, the first What's the Damage of 2023. This is going to be the first minute that I'm going to do this year, and this is a topic that I'm actually surprised I still haven't covered on this channel in all these years doing videos, you know, over 900 freaking videos at this point, and I still haven't covered this topic. I don't know why, but it's actually something that came up on my Instagram last year when I was doing a Q&A with my followers, you know, and somebody asked me a question, you know, in Portuguese, and I answered, and I actually felt like I didn't cover enough on that answer there, you know, in that Instagram story. So I'm going to be dedicating an entire video, you know, to my opinion about this, you know. And now here's the thing, there has been this very awkward and very disgusting, in my opinion, consensus over the years that age is just a number between people, you know, which allures to relationships between two people who are considerably, you know, separated by age. You know, there's like a very significant age difference. We're talking like, you know, like upwards of 10 years or so. Like, I don't know, somebody who's 20 dates somebody who's 40 or something, you know, or the other way around. Whether the woman or the man is 40, you know, is irrepressible, you know. To me, it just seems more disgusting when the man is older, but maybe that's just a lot of the, you know, the ingrained sexism that society has implanted in us for many years. You know, it should be similarly disgusting for a woman who's 40 to date a boy who's considerably younger, you know, but still, it's icky, okay, it's gross in whatever capacity, but it always feels weird when there's a guy who is hitting on a girl who's so much younger, you know, because there are countries, well, I think every country has their own law regarding what is considered an adult, you know, a legal adult, when somebody is of age or underage when they're a minor. Now, I believe in the United States, when you are 18, you're already considered you're considered of legal age, but when you're 21, that's when you're an adult. I'm pretty sure that there is a difference there. You know, when you're 18, you're like, if you're under 18, you're still considered a minor, but above 18, you're no longer a minor, but you're also not an adult yet until you're 21. Here in Brazil, I believe it's just 18. So from 18 years old onward, you're already considered an adult, you know. If you commit a crime, depending on how severe it is, you do get jail time, you know. But what I want to talk about today is specifically relationships and what these age gaps mean, you know. Now, I don't know what your guys' opinion on this is, but to me, it's very, very gross when you see somebody who's like, I don't know, let's say in their late 20s or early 30s, trying to date somebody who is 10 years their junior. So basically, if you're 30 and you want to date somebody who's 20, that to me is already wrong because the person is considerably younger than you know. And just a few years ago, just a few years prior, they were underage. Same thing if you're 30 and you want to date somebody who's 40, you know. It just does, it doesn't seem right, you know. People justify this by saying that age is just a number, and if two people genuinely care about each other and there's a very strong connection and they feel sentiments and they love each other, then it's okay. It's not okay, man. It doesn't matter what the law says. Even if the person is of age, it's gross. It's just wrong. It's like, what is so hard about dating somebody who's closer to you in age, you know? It's like the age-old saying, pick on somebody your own size. Why don't you, in this case, date somebody your own size or your own age, you know? Like, there are girls who are underage, and as soon as they turn 18, like, there are guys who are much older who feel like it's appropriate to date them just because they're already legal adults, you know? That's not the way it should work, man, you know? Because, for example, if I'm a father of a girl and she just turned 18 and I see a guy who's like, I don't know, in his mid to late 30s hitting on her, he's gonna have a very, very big problem with me, you know? Like, I mean, if I kind of feel myself as becoming one of those old cranky dads that has a shotgun, you know, in his house, and he's gonna start shooting the bastard, you know, chasing him away from my daughter, you know. Which, whenever a dad does this, I think it's actually very, very commendable and understandable because it's your daughter, man. Like, you raised her since she was a child, and just because she's of age now in the eyes of the law, that means that any guy can automatically, you know, well, legally, I guess they can, but it's still weird. And I think that in some countries, it's even, like, if a minor wants to date somebody who's older, like, if they allow it, then it's okay, but she's still a minor, man. She is still a freaking child or a teenager, whatever. It's just gross. And when a woman wants to do it with a boy who's underage, you know, like I hear so many creepy stories about teachers who are women hitting on their students who were young boys, you know, and molesting them. That's so wrong in so many ways for so many reasons. I don't know if you guys are aware, but I really hope you are, because it is kind of like a universal concept. You know, there is a thing called pedophilia, you know, which is when somebody is attracted to, you know, young people, you know, in a broad sense. It's when an adult for some reason feels a sexual attraction towards children, you know, and usually it leads to, you know, sexual abuse of said children. So it's actually very disturbing when you think about it. And in my head, maybe it's because I'm too old-fashioned and I'm a teacher myself. I have a lot of students who are underage, you know, many of them are girls, so I always think it's really, really creepy when I see a relationship when there's a considerable amount of an age gap, you know, between the two parties, you know. Like me, for example, I'm 30. I would never date somebody who is 20. And you might think, well, but the person is already, you know, overage, or whatever the hell the term is. They're already an adult or whatever. And if you guys happen to vibe and there's a good connection, there's no problem with it. Okay, allow me to put it into perspective so you can understand it a little bit better. I am 30, and let's say the person who I'm dating is 20. When I was 20, that person was 10. When I was 20 years old, they were literally a freaking child with a decade of existence under their belt. Would it be appropriate if I was 20 and dated a 10-year-old? And hey, let's go one further. When I was 10 years old, the person didn't even exist. They weren't even born yet, you know? I mean, how can you guys not see how creepy and unsettling and wrong and gross this is, man? There is such a thing as, you know, formality or whatever the hell. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore, but dude, there are certain things in the world that just because you can do them doesn't mean you should. It's weird. When you date somebody who's way too older or way too younger, usually the younger person hasn't had the same life experiences that you had already, just not the same amount of experience of living in general, and the older person is gonna be the opposite. They're gonna have too much experience, you know? Usually if you're 40, even if you're single, there's no reason for you to mess around with somebody who's, you know, like 20 years your junior or even more, man, you know? I used to work in this place here in Sao Paulo, you know, many years ago, where there was a guy who worked at the reception area who was like this dude was a freaking big little troglodyte, you know. He was like, I don't know, 10 feet tall, maybe that's too much. I don't know, he was like 7 feet tall, he was bald and fat, and he just always smoked, and basically he was a thug, you know, nobody liked him, and he would always go on Tinder and show that he was matching with these like 18 or 19-year-old girls and taking them to motels, and it's like, dude, like, bro, that's just wrong, man. Okay, the girls were already adults and they consented, but still, how the hell can just need to throw up in my mouth just imagining, man, you know, because how do girls feel? There are girls who like older men, but dude, the guy is like a freaking statue. Did they not feel uncomfortable when they... Okay, but I'm getting off topic here, okay? I'm just rambling on about something that I observed in some years ago, but everything about that situation was wrong, and everything about pedophilia is wrong, and everything about even looking at people who are younger than you is wrong, you know? Dude, age is not a number. It's literally the difference between you staying out of jail or not, you know? You can get arrested for pedophilia, man, and there are occasions where you might be, you know, getting with somebody and they tell you that they're overage, but they're actually a minor. Then when you find out, you get arrested, and it's all your fault for not asking, you know? Maybe they'll lie to you and say that they are older, but still, man, you gotta check these things. Whenever there is something going on between me and somebody else, you know, the first thing that I do is try to discover what the woman's age is, and if she actually is a woman or an underage girl, you know? Like, I don't know, show me your ID or something, you know? Do something because if she looks young, I'm already gonna be suspicious, you know? So I'm gonna try really hard to find out what her age is, because age is not a damn number, you know? Dude, it's a lot more proper for you to try to, you know, be in a relationship with somebody who's around your age. You know, me, for example, being 30, I would feel much more comfortable if the person who I dated, you know, is at the maximum 5 years younger. So if she's 25 or older, you know, or around 35 or younger, that's the most that I will go, man, you know? All of my relationships in my entire life, all of my girlfriends have been very close to me in age, except for one. When I think I was 19 or 20, I was dating a girl who was in her late 20s, but that was back before I thought the way that I do today, and there really truly was a very strong connection between us, and she came on to me, and I was not gonna say no to her because she was gorgeous, still is today, but still, that's not the point. The point is that age is not just a freaking number. I do realize that there are many people in the world, you know, they might even be the vast majority, because I've met quite a few of these in my lifetime, you know, who think that age truly is just a symbolic number that has nothing to do with the experiences that you can share with somebody else and relationships and this and that, you know. I hear it all the time here in Brazil. I used to hear it living in America as well, you know. Bro, you're all freaking crazy, man. You're all a bunch of creepy freaking bastards, you know. I really don't, like, I have seen instances of, you know, friends who date people who are considerably younger or older, you know, both men and women, you know. I've seen it happen many times, and I never say anything because I don't want to come off like I'm judging them, you know, but, you know, I just, deep down, I think that they are just creepy. You know, it's really weird, man, like, because it's just like, no matter how mature you think you are for your age, if you're like 25 and you date somebody who's 50, you're never gonna be on the same level as them emotionally, you know, and they have already been past your level. I've seen this happening in my family, you know, when a cousin of mine who's a girl dated a guy who was, I think, 15 years or so her senior, more or less, you know, and she was at the age where she wanted to go out and party and get tattoos and go drinking with her friends, and he was already, like, you know, wanting to settle down and didn't want her to go out and do all this crazy stuff. He wanted to focus on actually, you know, having his own business and making a family. So there was a lot of, you know, contrast there, you know. They didn't really fight very frequently from what I heard, you know, but they did eventually break up because of this, because the dynamics were not in the right place, you know, because when they started to fall for each other, it was all fun and games, going out and having fun and stuff, you know, but when you actually start to think about it, it doesn't really, it's not, you guys are going to have vastly different mindsets, you know. Me, for example, I'm 30. I'm already thinking about settling down soon, you know. Hopefully in, you know, in a few years, I'll already be married, maybe have a kid or so. I'm already thinking about this, you know. I'm already at the age where I'm thinking about moving somewhere and settling down permanently, you know, putting down roots and just living the rest of my life in peace and making my own family, you know. If I date somebody who's like 20, you know, or even younger than that, like 19 or, you know, early 20s or so, they're probably gonna have the mindset that they just want to party and have fun and stuff and live their life and go to college and whatnot, you know. They're not going to be on the same wavelength as me, you know. So whereas I'm going to be trying to stay home and save money, they're going to want to go out and spend money, you know, and waste it on experiences, and that's not what I'm about right now. So that's what I'm talking about, you know. And there are people who probably do think the same way that I do, you know. They are uncomfortable with the age gap. So to me, it's always been very strange. It's always been really weird how people can think this way, you know. Now, it's not that I'm saying that your way of thinking is wrong. I'm saying that the way you act is wrong, you know. Like, bro, it's just crazy, man. Find somebody your own damn age. It's not that hard. There are 7, probably close to 8 freaking billion people in the world at this point, and you can't find somebody around your age. Like, you really truly have to go for somebody who's way younger or way older. That's just not the way God intended it, man, you know. Y'all a bunch of freaking creepsters. And I think that's it. I think I've covered pretty much my opinion. This is actually a surprisingly calm What's the Damage, you know, because normally I get really heated, you know, but I'm calm today. I'm coming back to YouTube. Maybe a few more videos down the road, I'll probably get angry again, you know, like the way that I always do, because holy freaking crap, I can't stand freaking pedophiles. Maybe that took a bit more of a darker turn than I expected, but still, this is how concept vlogs are, you know. It's just a video where I come here and talk to you guys, you know, with the background music, no fancy editing photos or videos. But the next one is going to be different. It's going to be a classic trope here on my channel that I'm going to show you guys clips and stuff. I'm freaking hungry. Still have to cook rice, by the way. I made all of my lunch last night, you know, but I forgot the rice. I have to make the damn rice now. Freaking hungry as hell. But anyway, let me know in the comments below what your opinions are about this matter here. Age is not just a number. Don't try to convince me that it is, but let me know your opinions anyway. I'm really curious to hear what you guys are going to say. And if you happen to like this video, whether you agree or not, please go ahead and give it a like, and also subscribe to my channel because I release videos every single day. And while you're at it, do hit the notification bell too so you can know exactly what time I upload. And it's all good, baby. It's all good. I'm so tired and hungry and cranky now. This is Chazzy signing out for now, and as always, I will see you guys in the next video. Roll the outro screen.